This is in response to a comment of someone saying, didn't the Omegaverse originate in the Star Trek fandom? I guess their account is private, so I couldn't reply with the video, so now I'm replying to my own comment. So, in a way, the Omegaverse originated with the Star Trek fandom. However, the first ever Omegaverse fanfic was a Supernatural RPF fic. I'm pulling up my Google Doc, hang on. I have notes. Yep, there's the note right there. It technically originated in the Star Trek fandom, specifically an episode from 1967 titled Amok Time. This episode of Star Trek popularized the concept of mating cycles / in heat among humans with the concept of ponfar, which was the term used for the Vulcans' mating cycle, wherein they must fuck or die. And if you've read Omegaverse fanfiction, that's a pretty common aspect of it. The mating cycle / in heat trope in Omegaverse fanfiction is relatively common. It's not always fuck or die, but it makes its appearances for sure. That, along with a lot of the credit that Star Trek gets for the foundation of fandom to be the way it is, and fanfiction being the way it is, kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of things that are commonplace in fandom now and commonplace in fanfiction now that started with Star Trek. However, the first ever Omegaverse fic is a Supernatural fan fiction. There's 3 main fandoms that get the credit for making the Omegaverse what people know it as today, and those fandoms are Star Trek, Supernatural, and Teen Wolf. The most basic way to put it is Supernatural is the fandom that the first ever Omegaverse fanfiction was written for. Star Trek contributed the fuck or die trope and the mating cycle / in heat, because in Spurk fanfictions, the fuck or die trope was super popular. And Teen Wolf contributed a lot of the wolf aspects that come with how we know Omegaverse today. Though the wolf aspects are also based on a disproven theory on how pack dynamics work. And again, probably that is as a result of the Teen Wolf fandom's influence. I haven't seen Teen Wolf, so I don't actually know how they handled that, or if that was like how they described the different pack dynamics. I assume it is, but yeah. So it's not wrong to say that Star Trek created the Omegaverse, just as well as it's not wrong to say that Supernatural and Teen Wolf created it, because they all contributed pretty heavily to its creation and to it being the way that it is now. The more you know.